Greetings in the name of the Most High. Greetings in the name of all the dimensions. Greetings in the name of all the things we don't know, because we barely see a little bit as waking creatures on an earth that deals with light and dark from the sun and the moon. We don't see an awful lot, but there's many doors out there to many things. And the idea of programming these Sophia dolls is to access some of these doors and to create, obviously, what Heinrich is trying to do is create not just a sex doll, but a Manchurian candidate of sorts, and doesn't realize that he already has a programmed person that he has abducted. And so just keep that in mind as you're reading, because that's a very interesting tidbit of information, to know that Lorian is programmed. See, you're different. You're not like the others. Well, of course not. She's been, she's programmed, and she was, it's a setup. And I suppose I've given you a little bit of a spoiler, but just something to keep in mind as you're reading. Heinrich wants respect, doesn't get it. Misha, pissed off with Heinrich, wants to torture the girls, but has to restrain herself. She also wants to indulge them, but restrain herself. And he tells her, don't keep sampling the merchandise or you diminish it. And she says, I didn't touch her, but then she ends up touching her, eventually. So it's an ongoing, struggle between the three of them, and a very interesting story about how, and at the same time, against the backdrop of MK Ultra techniques and the Manchurian Candidate is not in vogue anymore. It's not in vogue. It's not the way things are done. It's not interesting. It's easy to do. It's easy to program people. It's not hard to do anything. There's nothing that Heinrich is doing that hasn't been done for years and years and years and decades. And so that's not the interesting thing today is mass consciousness control, mass control of the population, mass psychosis is the game today, not individuals. And so he's a dying breed. And so he's trying to justify himself with all this. And you get a little bit more on the techniques. We'll be getting to that more in the future chapters, but it's really Lorian learning her limitations. She can't go anywhere. She's threatened that, if she tries to get out or do anything or disobey, she's done. She's going to be killed. And so she sees it at first as a human trafficking operation, making high-end Sophia dolls. In other words, you put them in a dress, they're blonde, they go on the plane, they go to the concert, they go to the political meeting, they go to the inauguration. You know what I mean? They're upscale girls. They need to be. They're more than escorts. They're set to be, loyal companions to whoever they're assigned to. And there's a great irony in this whole thing as well. But anyway, so carry on. It's a little bit sad to see that Lorian's attempt to escape and things like that are going to be thwarted with violence. But, it's a ruthless world. This as you already can know about the government and about science, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal because of greed. And with that, I bid you shalom, and I hope you enjoy. I always say shalom to people, even though the tendency now is to hate Jews, which is incredible, because in the writing industry and film, there's a lot of Jews around, but I don't know I don't understand. I don't really want to participate in it. I guess I'll just develop neutral speech. So goodbye for now, and I look forward to the next one. I think is Well, this one's pretty juicy. You're going to have to remember some things in this one. And I think there's some revelations here that will inform you. The thing about this book is it will inform you in a way that that research about MK Ultra and psychotronics and mass surveillance and mass psychosis and all the things that we've looked at recently that are coming from black ops, coming from the U.S. government, but the U.S. government's really the world. Okay, the U.S. government's no longer the U.S. government; it's the world. So what's coming out of there and what's being talked about in the book is a much more serious an aspect that you won't get from research. Let's put it that way, because it's got this personal delving into what they all really want, which is access to these other dimensions. I mean, that's really the key. And we'll see you next time.